I don't think Stan knows his video's off. Oh, Stan.
Even hear me? What happened?
There you are, but your video's off.
Why is my video? You know what? I'm cursed, guys. I'm really cursed. So let's just roll with the audio, and maybe I can get this this fixed.
Talking to Ghost of Fredericksburg.
Yes, we're talking to Ghost of Frederick. Are you on? I can't find the link. Am I kidding? Wow. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. So we have a great show for you tonight. Even though for some reason my video isn't working, I hope that you can see Kitty and then later on Noah. But you're not gonna be able to see me, I guess.
Both of your guests are visible.
Okay, awesome. That's what's important. That's what's important. Hi guys, how are you doing? Noah, we have an extra guest tonight, and would you like to introduce us to little man?
Oh, yeah, sure. This is Hezekiah. So what's up?
Hello. How you doing, sir?
Say hi, Kai. He said, He's not feeling too hot.
I said
But,
that.
I mean, he's here. He's listening.
Okay.
I feel the same way being where I stand.
Yeah, well, you know how it is. All right. Well, it's
Just put your head on his shoulder.
Right.
Cry.
Exactly.
It's very nice to meet you, young man. I am so sorry, but our video just is not working right now. So tonight we have a great show. We have some great guests. We have some great music. We have some great everything. If you see me doing hand gestures, it'd be like really great.
We all just wanted to look at Draven anyway.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes, and Draven is out for a walk. So tonight, first up, we have Kitty Coco. She is the president of Downtown Dolls. Originally from Swansboro, North Carolina. Kitty, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you guys doing?
We'd be better with video, but it's well, I can see you just fine. That's awesome. So you describe yourself as boss lady, dancer, downtown doll, karaoke killer, mother, pinup, and witch.
Yes.
Would you like to elaborate on that? Is a heck of a resume. Would you like to elaborate on any of, like, let's start with boss lady. What your boss lady of what?
The Downtown Dolls.
Okay.
And just in general.
Okay. All right. Right on. And you're a dancer?
Not professionally. I just, you know, like to cut a rug on occasion.
Gotcha. Like burn holes in the floor.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. Now, this is something that I have to clarify. Karaoke killer.
Yes.
Also not professionally. I do, so I do bleed some ears out from time to time.
Well, I don't know. And, I almost included this little video on the show tonight that I saw you singing in the kitchen.
Oh, God. Yeah, kitchen karaoke.
Yes, kitchen karaoke. Yeah, I almost included that on the video tonight, but
Thank you for not.
I wanted to get off to a good start. Okay, so, and you're obviously also a pinup, and you guys have a calendar coming out soon.
Yes, we are actually doing pre-orders for our calendar right now. It's a fundraiser for Ellie's Elves. A bunch of the girls have been working extremely hard all year long on it, and it's finally finished and being printed now. 90% of the funds received for the calendar are going to go to Ellie's Elves. And we've had different businesses sponsor each month, and we've had different photographers offer up their services to shoot and edit each month.
Okay, very cool. So just as a side note, I've managed to pull in the laptop camera. It's not going to be as great as the other one. I don't know if y'all can see that video or not. Eric, so you know, I got the laptop camera rolling.
Way better.
Okay, yes. So
5 minutes, not really.
very cool. So and I'm sorry, I kind of got distracted by that video. How do people get this order this calendar?
So right now we're taking the pre-orders via our Facebook page. You can email us at downtowndollsfxbg@gmail.com. We take PayPal, check, cash, cash app. We're actually going to be doing a calendar release party here at Billikens on the 24th of October at 11 o'clock. And that's another spot where you can come and pick a calendar up. But honestly, if you just reach out to one of our social medias, Instagram or Facebook, we'll get back with you, and we'll always arrange for either shipping or pick up somewhere local in Fredericksburg.
Okay, very cool, very cool. Okay, now I kind of jumped ahead a little bit, but I want to get back to those original questions of, so where did the inspiration using the what would you call it, the pinup doll
Pinup aesthetic
theme? Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So where did that whole idea come from?
So it's not an original idea. About 6 years ago, I ran across an old friend of mine who was doing pinup contests, going to car shows dressed as pinups. I kind of fell in love with the whole theme. I started doing it myself, and realized that across the country there are other groups of pinups in different states and different areas that do have what we call a social club. They're pinup styled social clubs, but a lot of what they do is volunteer work and charity work in their area. I've been running a charity organization at my actual paying job for about 10 years now, but I work in Culpeper, and I wanted to do something a little bit closer to home. So when I realized that that was actually a pretty popular thing, to have a pinup social club that does charity work, I got the opportunity to start one, and I kind of jumped in feet first.
Very cool. You know, that's kind of how I that's kind of how I do everything. I jump in head first, really.
Of course.
Hence my chronic brain damage. Okay, and I noticed that a couple of your members aren't from town. There's one, Vivian, I think she's in Virginia Beach.
No, we do have one member. She was one of the original ones who helped me start up the club. She actually lives in Florida, so she moved to Florida for job purposes, but she still comes up every once in a while to big events, and also will help, I guess, satellite wise, with different things that can be done via email or snail mail or stuff like that.
Okay, very cool, very cool. So is there anything that you would like to tell us specifically, any about Downtown Dolls?
Okay, so we started a little over 2 years ago in about June of 2019. Kind of started slowly showing up to car shows, and then we were invited to different shows to help raise money for different organizations or even supply drives. And this year we started kind of hosting our own events and putting together our own events, which has kind of blown up. We've done a pie-a-thon. We've done that 2 years in a row now, where people pay to see a pinup pie in the face. It's a lot of fun, a little messy, but it is a good fundraiser. Last year, we raised the money for Ellie's Elves. This year it was for our CASA, as the Rappahannock Council Against Sexual Assault. And this year we raised $2,100 for that organization. So that was probably one of our biggest ones this year so far. We also hosted our own Father's Day car show, which was a supply drive for Stafford County Public Schools. And among all the supplies that we got donated throughout the month of June, we also raised $1,400 with the car show to buy additional supplies for Stafford County.
That's awesome. That's very awesome. Sorry, I had to play around with the video a little bit, but so, no, that's very awesome. And it's really good to see that there's a lot of different charities here in Fredericksburg, but what I really love is the themes that people come up with, you know. Yeah, I'm very good friends with Joni of Ellie's Elves, and the whole, when she was doing the color run, rush, and everything that she does for Ellie's Elves. I mean, the woman is tireless.
Yes.
But yeah, so thank you for everything that you've done, and thank you for coming up with this awesome idea and all the people that you help. I also know through a slight personal experience that you have food pantries up.
Yeah, so there's been 2 free food pantries downtown Fredericksburg. for quite a while now. And there was a situation where one was removed from its location. A lot of people in the community were very upset by that. And so we kind of took it upon ourselves to try and raise money, get it replaced. And that kind of blew up in a whole day. That's where I met you, Stan, at Earl's True Value. Somebody had donated a box without a door. You helped us out. So thank you so much for that help. We got that one up, I think maybe the next day after you had helped us. That's been filled. The other one down Canal Street has also been filled continuously since then. And through that campaign, we were actually able to get a donation of 3 additional food pantries and $1,000 to keep filling those pantries.
Very cool. Very cool.
We don't, we have locations for the 3 new pantries, but we're not unveiling them quite yet. We got to get them painted, get them posted, and then we're going to have like a small unveiling on our Facebook page where they're located at. But my basement is full of shelves of food that people have donated. Again, we had like $1,000 donated to put towards filling the pantries. One of the girls just checked it out today. It's completely chock full. The community came in a big way to help feed like the homeless or those who have trouble putting food on the table.
Wow. That's very cool. Chris, did you know any of this?
No.
No. You're my downtown dude. You're supposed to know all this. Why don't you know this?
I haven't really been down here because of that thing called COVID. You know.
Oh,
Just not
yeah.
much. Haven't been down a lot. Gonna be down this week though.
Okay.
Playing.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Well, Kitty, thank you so much. I know you said that you couldn't hang out but for so long, and you know, we look forward to seeing many more events that you guys put on. Is there a what's coming down the road for like the next till the end of the year?
Okay, so at the end of the month, September 26th, it's a Sunday. It's going to be at the Masad YMCA. We're doing a Dolls Career Closet event. So we're inviting women who are looking to get better jobs or get back in the workforce to come. We've received a lot of business attire and business casual attire for women in various sizes. So we're inviting everybody to come between 9 a.m. and 12. They can come pick out an outfit for their interview or their first day at their new job. We're also going to have some HR specialists available to help them review their resume, go over job interview skills. That portion of it does need to be signed up for ahead of time. It is an absolutely free event, the close and the HR review. But we wanted to make sure that anyone who wanted to do that with one of the specialists had an allotted amount of time to discuss that with them, and they weren't going to be rushed. So again, that's September 26th at Masad YMCA from 9 a.m. to 12. And if you just check out our Facebook page, it's Downtown Dolls. You have our emblem there. Find the page, the event's on there, and then there's a link to our Sign Up Genius for the HR portion of it. October 3rd, so the following Sunday at Steampunk Parlor, we're actually going to be doing a pinup photo shoot. I'm going to be creating the event and putting out the flyer this weekend for that. It's where anybody who wants to dress as pinup and get a professional photo shoot done, hair and makeup done professionally for it, can come. They pay ahead of time to get a time slot, and they get a 30-minute mini session, 30-minute hair and makeup session. And that is going to be a fundraiser for Purrs and Whiskers. It's a local cat rescue. And
Hodge needs to jump on that.
Yeah. So if you know anybody who might be interested in trying it out, we can definitely help them even figure out what kind of outfit to wear, or you know, how to kind of achieve that pinup look in their clothing as well. All they need to do is reach out to us. Like I said, I'm going to post that event and the flyer over the weekend for that. Again, our calendar release party, October 24th here at Billikens at 11 a.m. And I know you said to the end of this year, but I do want to put one more event out there. This is an event we talked about when we first started the club. It's pretty big for us, but it's called a Sweetheart Swing. It's going to be like a pinup prom. So we're going to invite anybody who wants to come to buy tickets, food, drink will be available. We're going to have raffles. So we're going to crown a king and queen of the pinup prom, quote unquote. And that is going to be a fundraiser for UMFS. And so right now we're just looking for sponsors for that event.
Okay. All right, everybody, you heard it. She needs sponsors. Get on that. And any information that you want me to post on the Draven's Den page, please just send it, or just, you know, post it and I'll approve it.
All right.
So let's get the word out, help as many people as we possibly can. And, you know, thank you again for all you do.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm going to talk Chris into coming down and being a pinup and getting his picture taken. That was a great idea, Noah.
I
Great.
followed the page. Yep. Hodge has to get on it.
Yeah.
I'm fully supportive of that. I will donate more than I already will.
Hey man, it's, you know, we need advertising. You are the guy.
Excellent work, Kitty. I wasn't aware of it. What's the place that you said the name of the place on the 3rd?
The 3rd is Steampunk Parlor.
Is that a place in Fredericksburg?
It is. So it's a hair salon. They're right off of White Oak Road or Butler Road.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is an excellent name for a hair salon.
Oh,
they
dude.
have an excellent setup. So we're gonna have 3 or 4 different, I guess you would say, scenes for you to choose your picture to be done at. Yeah, it's a really cool place. They do a great job. They actually have a barber shop in there as well.
Okay. Yeah, I'm from Fredericksburg, but I had been living in Caroline County for a decade, and now I'm living in Richmond, so I'm a little out of touch with all the latest things there. So
yeah,
it's awesome.
I mentioned, speaking of Steampunk Parlor, a shout out to Pastor Bill, another very good friend of mine. He does my hair. He's probably mad I'm wearing a hat right now. But yeah, he's been cutting my hair for a few years now. And actually, when you go in the door, when you look straight through the door, you see a sign that says Steampunk Parlor. It's got a pair of scissors on it. I built that.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I built that.
Well,
But
Free haircuts for life.
yeah, not. So a big shout out to Pastor Bill and his wife for hosting this for you guys. And so yeah, Steampunk Parlor, if you need a barber or your nails done or your hair done or whatever. Yeah. So all right. So ladies and gentlemen, next up we have Mr. Noah Cabitto. He is the front man for Aphasia.
Thank you,
And
Kitty. Awesome.
also
guys.
yes, thank you so much. We appreciate you.
You have a beautiful evening. Maybe you can get to check out this music sometime. Maybe.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Good night. So yeah, I got a little thrown off there. I was expecting like a commercial break or something. So anyway, yeah. Yes, Kitty, thank you so much. So next up, as I mentioned, Mr. Noah Cabitto.
Stan is brought to you by
Yes, brought to you by
Colgate
and FXBG Public Radio. I don't know, Eric, say hi. So
I'm here. I'm here.
What?
I said I'm here.
I don't know. He broke up. Okay, so first off, Mr. Cabitto, hi. How you doing? Long time no see, brother.
What's up? Yeah, it's been a little bit since I've seen either one of you guys. Not a whole lot. Just living life, working, trying to plug away at some music in the meantime.
Yeah, and man,
so I don't die.
I gotta tell you, dude, the music. I was floored. I mean, like, you know, I've known you for 100 years, like I've known Hodge here, but I think the last time I actually heard you sing, it was a lot of progressive. I want to say it was death metal. Is that correct?
Maybe you saw a Sanguinus show or something.
It might have been. It might have been, but it was definitely a lot of growling going on.
We did play. Yeah, I was in a band. I sang for a band called Sanguinus, and we did play a few shows around the burg, and maybe you went to one of those, and it was death metal.
Okay.
It was my intent for it to be like a progressive technical death metal project, but it just ended up being more like death metal.
Death metal. Okay.
It was fun for a little while.
Yeah. So I mean, it really threw me a loop when I listened to your new stuff, and I was like, wait a minute, wow, that's totally not what I remember.
Always had an interest in metal, but it's never been all everything that I do.
Right. So before we get into Aphasia, which is the band that I know best. Before we get into that, so how did you get into music? I know what I know, but tell the listeners, how did you get into it?
Well, yeah, both of my parents were definitely music appreciators. Apparently, my mom's papa was a folk singer, and he played on the porch every evening, sang folk songs and some of his originals. And my mother was into country western and big band and crooners, and my dad was into some classic rock, but it was more my both my older brothers that were. My oldest brother was really into the classic rock and early metal, and my brother Aaron very much into alternative rock. And you know, big part of who I am, I guess I could say, is because of what was it, 99.3 WHFS in DC. Yeah, used to have the big HF festivals. You know, grew up listening to that station and then eventually going to the festivals. And, but yeah, started playing drums early. That was my only official training, I guess, was in middle school as a drummer and in high school as a madrigal, which I kind of flubbed to get into that and flubbed that whole thing. But yeah, just been had a passion to create music, so I started learning keys and guitar as a teenager and singing and writing songs. And you know, that other guy that's with you there, we were in a band together as teenagers, and then in another recording project throughout our 20s, and you know, off and on here and there.
There's a lot of songs that we could probably try to mix from the cassette era.
Yeah, 4-track, son.
4-track, right?
Right on. Well, let's just so that our listeners know what we're going on about, let's go ahead and bring up Aphasia's Dissolute. It's from the Drift and Remorse EP. You can find that on YouTube.
Waking out of a dream, overwhelmed and bewitched by the crowding apparitions, a man perceives with alarm how slight is the support, how thin the boundary that divides him from the darkness. We are little flames poorly sheltered by frail walls against the storm of disillusion.
This shroud is meant to obfuscate, although it appears to be opaque. These are not eyes behind the shade. This illusion of the face. This shroud is meant to obfuscate, although it appears to be opaque. These are not eyes behind the shade. This illusion of the face. Intention transparent, meaning abhorrent, inspiring mistrust, inviting disgust. Intention transparent, meaning abhorrent, inspiring mistrust, inviting
And that was aphasia. Dude, yes, absolutely. Bravo. Bravo. And on lead vocals, that was Noah Cabitto. On bass, that was Nick Lucente.
Lucente.
All right.
You
We
call
have
him like
Jason Jennings on guitar, and he also did some songwriting on and the music. Tony Petrocelli was on drums, recording, mixing, and he did master it. And also we had Adam Kaufman on keys. So, all right.
oh,
I
aphasia.
yeah, aphasia. So I was trying to figure out how to word this. So what I did not know was aphasia was Welsh, and it means non-fluent. So when you came up with the name, is it because you're non-fluent in Welsh?
No.
So where did that come from?
No, so it's the Old Welsh spelling of the same word, and what it means in Old Welsh is non-fluent, right, versus affluent. But it really just came from the way the word looks and sounds in the English meaning of aphasia, which is APH, ASIA, taking that meaning. And it's just I don't know if you're familiar with the meaning, but I don't know if it means something in specific to me. Just to be honest, I mean, like coming up with the band name, I was working with the two other songwriters on coming up with a band name. If you've ever tried to name a band, you have to find, you know, things that aren't copyrighted and things, and you just wanted to have a certain ring, I guess. Yeah, and like absolutely everything that you can think of, one or two words and even strange spelling are already copyrighted. Somebody's already copyrighted it, or there's already a Facebook or YouTube or Spotify band. Every English combination and most other languages. So there's when I chose aphasia, I found out that there's a metalcore band from California with the English spelling. So I found the old Welsh spelling, and that's what it became.
Okay. Well, I mean, you know, California is like a different planet anyway, so you know, it doesn't.
Not so much as Florida, but close enough.
Yeah.
Or Texas.
Or Texas. Yeah. No, but I love Texas. I lived there for a short time. I really do like Texas. Damn hot, but yeah, love Texas. So
I like Texas.
So the other, I mean, you found like the perfect mix of people to pull off that sound. And I mean,
thanks. Yeah, it's something that I had wanted to be a part of, and Nick and I had actually looked for other band members to do that kind of project, specifically melodic.
I would love to have a hug and kiss when we're done.
I apologize. Yeah,
Hi,
okay.
Christina.
Gotcha. Hi, Jose. Sorry about that. Kid's bedtime.
Gotcha.
5-year-old wants a hug and kiss.
Wow.
She just started kindergarten 2 days ago.
Hey.
How's it going so far?
Pretty good. Pretty good. She's gotten smiley faces from her teacher from both days. So.
Yeah.
Not sad face.
Yeah, we didn't get those kindergarten back in my day. When you came to the door after mom looked at you and said, "Well, did you get beat today?"
Right.
If you said no, then good. You got
mom just she had to look at my hand. If it was red, swollen, and or bruised, then she knew I got the ruler.
Right. Oh, gotcha. Now I know that your family is Mormon. So is that no? Am I wrong? Because I am old, Noah. You know that. I don't remember everything very well. So, what was your upbringing?
They're Christian. Yeah, I was born and raised Mormon, but I'm still a spiritual person.
Okay. Then I don't know where I got that from. I really don't. But
I'll probably talk to you about it.
Okay.
One of those late nights or early mornings around the bags. Probably.
Good Lord. Yeah, we did have a lot of those. But so as aphasia, do you have anything coming up?
Fortunately, no. So we had a live band incarnation, a few different lineups, just issues with players and life. That's what happens when you're in a lot of bands, any kind of independent band. You know, you have people that can be committed for a certain amount of time, and something happens, and you have to try to find new people to take their place. But yeah, aphasia was a very special mix. Something Nick and I searched for the right musicians to play with us and write that music and perform it. And it was actually our old drummer, the original drummer, found a Craigslist ad, and they referenced the exact bands that no one ever references that were our main influences, that we kind of wanted to go with that kind of feeling, not to imitate or cover those bands, but to go for that kind of feel. Namely, maybe, Catatonia, Swallow the Sun, or a couple of the big ones, and they were looking for a singer that had those influences, and those are big ones for me. So I found them, and the intent was to have a live band together, and then record an EP, and then eventually record an album through lineup changes and having interest from different labels and things on the music. It was, kind of kept us going, kept us striving for it. But we eventually just went to the studio. Tony stepped up on drums. Our drummer had to leave. And right now it's just Nick and I and Jason. And we're continuing to write music, but as far as like getting to a point where we could play out again, I'm not sure if and when, or when a forthcoming album will be. But more than likely, when it does happen, it will be through Transcending Records as well.
Cool.
But with my other project, there is an album in the works.
Yes. Speaking of which, so let's transcend into Desiderata.
It's DESI.
Desiderata.
Desiderata.
Desiderata. Okay.
Desiderata or Desiderata.
Desiderata.
Sorry.
I'll get it right one day. Yeah.
And I don't know if you bothered to look up the word, but
I did.
It's the name of a poem.
Yes, it is. I actually wrote that down.
So not only is it one of Nick and I's like favorite poems, that it kind of like, fits thematically for a lot of what we write about lyrically. But it's also Nick and I's one of our all-time favorite albums by the band Matter Mortem.
Okay.
Of Norway.
Right on.
In the
Yeah.
country is a pretty well-known band called Opeth.
Mm-hmm. So I did look that up, and its definition means things wanted or needed. It's the plural form of desideratus, desideratum, actually.
Yes, desideratum.
Desideratum, which sounded very Latin to me. So there is a famous poem by Max Ehrmann titled
That's the one.
Desiderata. It speaks about loving oneself, being true to oneself, and being dignified and self-assertive without, basically being a jackass. So yeah, I did read over that. It was very, very intense. It was very intense. So, all right. So we're going to play a song called Vortex by Desiderata.
He's right there. You
Thanks, Desiderata.
You know what? I'm just going to quit saying the word.
can.
I will never create another band name that a person that speaks English could possibly pronounce.
Just use symbols.
Tired of wandering with self-deprecation, tried the good intentions, led me astray.
Caitlin Hicks on vocals. We had Nick Lucente on guitar and bass, Noah Cabitto on keys, backing vocals, and production, and Matt Motto on mastering. And you can find that on bandcamp.com. You know, Bandcamp has really become, it's come up more like recently than I've ever heard it before. You know, because before that, I heard, you know, one time at Bandcamp. But, you know, yeah. So that's pretty much the only thing. Yeah, different Bandcamp. But
Used by bigger and bigger.
Same Bandcamp.
Used by bigger and bigger artists all the time.
It's just the .com.
yes, same Bandcamp, just .com. But no, I mean they got some wonderful music on it. So tell us a little bit about this.
Bandcamp is cool because it's not just independent artists, but also independent labels who, you know, can sell their wares there, and you know, for the most part, they get a lot more out of it than you know, putting their music on the streaming services. They could sell merch and tickets there too.
Right.
It's kind of like being at a merch booth, but online, buying directly from the artist.
Yeah. Hey, you can't hide from the camera, pal. You gotta get back in there.
Yeah.
So you've got so
Desiderata.
yes, what he said, because I'm not going to do that again. So how did you guys come together for this project?
Well, so Nick and I have kind of become partners in crime for quite a while, and that was kind of our to be honest, we kind of both wrote some material for it, and over the years that we were working with Aphasia, just basically most of the stuff that we work for Aphasia, we put aside, and a lot of it we kind of talked that, you know, it should be some kind of atmospheric post rock with some tinges of metal, and our intent was to have a female vocalist, but we kind of knew that it was a pipe dream, that it would probably never happen. It's, you know, what great or even decent female vocalist is gonna, you know, come work with these guys. Yeah, we searched far and wide, and we got some applications when we put some of our music out there to be heard, and Caitlin, we got super lucky. She was one of them, and not only that, and she's been working with us. We've had some obstacles throughout the COVID area, but we did release that EP, and we're working on finishing up our album. I'm hoping it will be out by 2022. I really hope, but hopefully it'll be well worth the wait. I feel like Vortex is a great original song, but what's forthcoming on the album is just that it's really just a taste.
Okay.
And Vortex will be on the album, but almost entirely reimagined, remade.
Is there a tour following the release of the album? Are you going to do like a pre-tour to the album, or
A release show.
a
I
release?
think doubtful because Caitlin's moving to Colorado and finishing school, but you never know. I hope so. I hope there would at least be some support shows, if not a tour.
Well, you know, through the miracle of movie magic, you know, you can always just take a laptop, have her singing the songs, project her on the screen, and the rest of you guys are on stage.
Yep. Record the video. Yep. I actually, one of my, you know, a really great, amazing band. The only reason they're not one of my favorites is just because they only have one album called Earthside. And Jamie told me before I saw them live, the guitarist brainchild of the show, was asking them how they were going to pull it off, since they no one in the band are singers, and they had guest vocalists for every song on their album. But yes, they recorded live performances of those singers singing, and they projected them in the middle of the stage on the screen where the singer would be for each song.
Wow. Yeah. You can do that.
Yeah, they didn't just like take the audio that they had from the album and play that and then show the video. They actually recorded live performances of the singers. Pretty wicked.
Or better yet, get a mannequin and dress them up in real flashy clothes. Put a green screen on the face.
Yeah.
And then project the face onto the mannequin of them singing
Yeah.
the song. Boom.
And you could use smell-o-vision too.
Yeah.
Get to
Put
the
their cologne on them.
prep work.
Yes, it could be a scratch and sniff mannequin. So
Hodge and I have had some interesting talks about, what to do for different kinds of live shows too. You had like the biggest budget. I think most musicians have that conversation at some point. Like, what would you do if you could do anything on a live show? What would you dream up?
right. Come on, Hodge. What are some of these ideas?
They might still do them. We can't tell them. We might steal them.
All right, well, give us one of your less popular ones.
Which one of the less popular ones?
One of your least favorite?
Yeah,
Mazzy. Did that have something to do with cat litter? I don't know.
that rings a bell. Ding.
Oh, I think it was like how Guar shoots blood at everyone at the audience and everything. Like, we were gonna shoot used cat litter at the crowd,
You got to scoot in. You're not on camera.
Oh,
right?
I'm that
So-
voice. This is God.
Don't say that.
But then we decided, I think that, Guar had a better idea with blood than used cat litter.
Well, as long as you at least hand the plastic out. If the front row gets the sheet of plastic to.
Right. And we'll hand out the little poop bags before, when they're walking in, they're like, what are these for? And we're like, you'll find out.
Nice.
Oh, I'm not one of them. Not an idea for as far as budget, but I remember something about everybody performing laying down. Remember that? That's like a '90s idea. Way
Yeah,
back.
which interesting that you bring that up. The guy who did the artwork for Aphasia, Costin Cheronau, of Romania, his most recent live project, his main band is Bloodway, but right before COVID, or maybe it was during COVID, during the lockdown, he started a project called Lunar Transmissions, and it's kind of unheard of. I wouldn't say it's like a noise or a metal project, but it definitely, incarnations of it involve those things. But he gets together during major lunar phases, and they transmit those waves from the universe into an impromptu live performance involving handmade instruments and things. But like, he just played Rockstad Festival. They got together in a big band format with the drummer, him on guitar, and one of his main other cohort on bass. And they're playing these big rock festivals. But instead of having, the guitarist and bassist up front and the drummer behind, they have the drummer up front and turned around. So everyone can see, the audience can see what the drummer is doing with the screen behind everyone, and both Costin and the bassist kind of like face the drummer from the sides. But yeah, we did talk about doing, playing a show laying down and
Facing the sky.
having the screen facing the sky, and just like having the sky projected on the back of the stage
That would be wild.
at night,
That
like a live video feed of the sky.
that project you were talking about just now. Is it like a freeform? And they play with the lunar frequencies. They get up there and not know.
They just channel the frequencies, and they're so in tune with each other that even if there's a beat, it's like fluid and it changes. And they're almost like jazz musicians playing freeform.
Okay,
But
that's cool.
Lunar Transmissions. Check that out.
Okay.
Costin, love you, buddy. Hopefully, I'll get to come out to Romania and invade your space at some point.
Bring me along if you do. I'd like to go to Romania.
Dude, I mean,
Yeah, he's had art shows in Vlad's Castle.
Oh yeah. Okay.
wow. A lot of great metal comes out of Romania.
Yes.
It does. It's like
That area though, right?
it's like the metal center of the world.
Scandinavia, Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
Well, it's not part of Scandinavia, but yeah, definitely.
Oh, I was
Eastern
thinking
Europe,
different areas. Sorry.
right? Oh no, that's okay. Since we brought up Eastern Europe, Shout out to Vladimir of Obini Doshu. Probably said that wrong, but in case anybody ever watches it.
I thought that counts.
That's all good. All right, Noah, we got to start winding things down here, buddy. But I appreciate you beyond words for coming on and
Thanks for having me.
sharing your talents and your art. And you know, we want you to come back, and you know, when you guys launch the album, or if you do a tour, or if you got any live performances, man, shoot them to me and I'll get them out there for you. All right.
Most definitely.
And
Great to speak at you both tonight. Thank you for having me, and it's cool to hear about Kat and the Downtown Dolls.
Yes.
oh,
They do a lot of great things in Fredericksburg. It's awesome.
they do, man, they do. There's a lot of great, you know, creative people in this town, and we need to get their faces all over the world. So, all right, brother.
Take
Again,
care.
good seeing you. Don't be a stranger, and I hope your
That's
little
a
boy feels
blast.
better.
Yeah, cool.
You know, so, but little kids, they're Rubbermaid, man. They always bounce back.
They do. They do. Yeah. I gotta get him feeling better so I can torture him again.
Making
It's
me,
fun to torture him when he's already sick.
No.
yeah, no, takes the fun out of it. All right, man. You have a good night,
Take care.
and we'll talk soon.
Yeah. Sounds great. Peace.
So, Chris,
Yes, sir. Hello.
um,
Oh, here I am again.
Eric, where'd you go, buddy?
Where is Eric?
Where is Eric? Where is
Well, you want me to
Eric?
go through stuff we got going on for this
I'm
weekend?
here.
Yeah, gotta switch that screen, boss.
What screen?
There you go.
Hey!
Yay, there we are. I don't know. It just said Noah Cabitto on it. I was a
Yeah,
little
that was pretty
confused.
cool.
Wow, that is bad. That
like
that
it?
whole, yeah, that wow. I don't know what's going on there. So let's go through some some local events. I swear, folks, we will get this right eventually.
Yeah.
I think the whole time we were talking, the picture of Caitlin was still up, which is cool because people want to look at that versus our ugly mugs.
I don't know. I saw you the whole
Yeah, we
time.
saw you.
Yeah.
Oh, I was watching the Facebook feed.
Oh,
Oh,
gotcha.
hmm.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
There's like a
Uh,
40-second delay on the Facebook
Anyway.
feed
Oh, that was
and I
more
think
than
the YouTube feed.
10 seconds.
40 seconds.
Oh, 40 second?
3 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all right. You know, this is only the second time we're out and about, so we'll get it worked out.
Oh.
All right. So
That
now
looks great.
Hodge with the news.
The news. No, things are going around town. No, the news. Well, how about we'll try the karaoke first, right? Karaoke around town during the week. You can find it. Amy's Cafe does it on Fridays, sorry, from 8 to 12. Very cool, right? There's another place. Trivia nights at the Highmark Brewery are on Wednesdays, starting at 6:30. Here I am. Am I on the screen now?
Yeah, you are now.
One more now. Going back to the karaoke, there's a karaoke open mic night that goes on at the rec center. They do that on Wednesdays, and they have comedy improv on Fridays every other week. I didn't find out which week this is, but they
They
put that
do have
stuff on
comedy
there.
Friday night.
What's that?
What's that?
There is comedy this Friday night.
Oh,
Oh, thank you, sir. Okay. Shoot. Okay. Let's see here. How's the tavern? What's the tavern doing for this weekend?
I don't know what's tavern doing.
Let's see what they're doing. On Friday, that's tomorrow, of course, Courtney King's playing her debut show there from 8 to 11, followed by Saturday on the 11th. The monthly Celtic session is from 2 to 4. All musicians are welcome to take part in it. And then from 8 to 11 that night, Mark Bolton and the Scenic Roots are going to be taking the stage there. They also do free trivia. That's how it said it. So I guess you don't pay for anything, right? 5:15 to 6:30 on Sundays. And Mondays, the long running open mic still goes on there. Sign-ups at 5:45 and it goes from 6 to 9.
Very cool.
Amazing. Shameless plug, of course, I'll be playing this Tuesday at Rec Center with my band with an artist, Aaron Incoherent, coming in from Colorado. I apparently said Philadelphia last week and I was wrong.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah, there's that.
All right. Are there any is there a cover charge at the rec center or?
Oh right, there. I think that it's $5 for this one. Normally there isn't. That's why I had to think for a second. We don't normally do that. Like the Halloween show, we're not doing that. But yes, I believe there is, probably to go towards her for her touring expenses.
Okay. Not
Because I know we're not collecting any money. So
not a new beanie for you or anything.
no, I'll just around Christmas ask the parents for another one. 'Cause
Oh.
They seem to like this look I got going. Put the bass clef on the side.
Right. Okay. Well, if you guys like Chris's beanie, send me an email to dravensden@gmail.com. It's DRAVINS den@gmail.com. We had the 1-800 number open all night.
Kept hanging up on everybody.
Oh,
calling in.
no, it's not 800. It was a 312 number, but it was toll free into Zoom. So you guys got to start using that and call in.
Complain about me.
Nah, don't. Well, yeah, as long as it's about you.
Right, that's what's okay.
But
Like how he could apparently mute the computer last week with his mind.
Let's see. What do we have? Yeah, there's something I read that I was not aware of. I wanted to mention before we roll out, because we are kind of going over. If you see a child, a person coming to your door this Halloween with a blue jack-o'-lantern,
I saw that.
it is a program where it symbolizes autism. So that child, so if you get a child walks up to your door and they ring the doorbell, you open the door and they're holding a blue pumpkin and they don't speak to you, they're not being rude, chances are they're autistic. So be nice, be kind.
Please.
Don't make any sudden moves, because that has been known to have bad consequences, unfortunately. But no, just be nice, be cool, and give them lots and lots of candy. So yeah, that's the FYI for the night.
And I got a quote too.
Hmm.
If I could. If you aim at nothing, you hit nothing. It's actually from the latest Marvel film. But I was like, very good.
Very, very.
It's not nearly like the one you had last week from that Hugh Jackman film, the monologue.
Yeah.
Good film. I did see it.
Ah,
So check it out, people.
yes.
I forget what it's called now. But
Reminiscence.
that one. Yeah.
Yes, Reminiscence
It
with Hugh
wasn't
Jackman.
Wolverine.
No, it was not Wolverine. I did watch Iron Man 3 again the other night, and
I don't know if I should say I'm sorry or not.
no, I liked
It's
it.
not bad.
I did. I liked it. I like Iron Man 3. Robert Downey Jr., man, he's a really, really good success story. Screwing his life up early, getting it out of the way. Everybody said that he wouldn't come back. He was done, washed up.
Taking quite a chance on him just to do Iron Man.
Yes, and he owned it.
Yep.
He is Iron Man. Kind of like he did in Iron Man 3, because I am Iron Man. Not me, but him. Yeah, and I get my glasses.
Iron Stan.
Iron Stan. Yes, I'm the Iron Stan. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for tonight. Do we have anything else that we want to talk about, scream about, yell about? Anything at all?
Watch a David Den podcast only on MTV.
No, don't. You can't say MTV.
Oh yeah, they don't exist anymore.
it's Stan, or it's
I know, I'm joking. I'm sorry.
it's Draven
I
TV.
apologize.
Yeah. So okay, so guys, like I was saying, there is a phone number that y'all can call in, and I think what I'm going to offer up to you is that if you call in, and I will let you know on the next show what time to do that, we're going to call it the weekly vent session. If someone is stealing your sandwich from the work refrigerator,
Or your soul.
or your soul, and turning it into a fish in their fish tank, because redheads tend to do that, then call my show, vent about it. I will have a notebook right here, and I will write down, I'll at some point say, really, so how do you feel about your mother? And free of charge, you get the vent for 10 seconds or 30 seconds, maybe. Yeah. And have some fun. We'll talk about it. All right. So thank FXBG Public Radio, Eric Cluxon, for the production. And I thank my co-host Hodge, Chris Kreitzer. You will eventually see him down and around town. Check out all the cool events that he mentioned. I I will have him go on the Draven's Den Facebook page and post all of that information for you guys. And have some fun and be safe. And next month will be all about the paranormal. So make sure you tune in all month long. I am actually going to have a very, very special guest, Miss MJ Dixon from Travel Channel's Paranormal Captured is going to be on the show. And she's done a lot of other great projects, but I will fill you in on that. And yeah. All right. Good night.